Well, hello everyone, and it is October, and you know what that means. That means that Photoshop Elements just released a new version, and it is called Photoshop Elements version 2021. And it just came out yesterday, so I haven't played around with it too much, but last night I did get a chance to check out some of the new features that are more digital scrapbooking related. So I'm going to pretty much focus on those. And there's a lot of things that are social media focused. So I don't know if a lot of you are on Instagram and Facebook a lot, and is it Twitter? And there's a new one that just came out, and I don't know why I can't think of it right now. But anyway, I'm kind of assuming that you're really not big time social media posters. So I'm going to focus more on the digital scrapbooking part of it. And I did do a handout, so if you are a member, just go ahead and check it out in the downloads. It is just 2 pages and it's quick and easy, but this video will go step by step more so. This is just a little guide, a little notes area. So let's go ahead and get started. The one thing I do want to mention is that if you have an older version, like anywhere from maybe version 19 on down, you might want to upgrade. But if you just bought 2020 and maybe you don't have the funds for it, or you just don't really care to upgrade each year, then you'll be able to know within the next 20 minutes if you want to spend that $79 to upgrade. So that's why I usually do these classes. This is only going to be about a 15-20 minute class. That's why it's not a full-blown members only class. This is recorded. It's going to be inside of the members area forever, not forever, but for at least 3 or 4 years. But if you wanted to check out, I'm just going to go in what's new here. Search that inside of the members area so that you can find the earlier versions of what's new inside of there. So basically what's new to Elements 2018, what's new to version 2020, and then 2019 should be in here, right here, and then what's new to version 15. So if you wanted to look at all of the prior ones, you can watch those videos as well to determine whether or not you want to upgrade. This is kind of, well, this is, let's go here. Let's go to this page here. Let's kind of do a quick overview of what is new. All right, let's zoom in here. Like I said, in the what's new to PSE 2021 inside of the members only area, that's where you're going to find this full video. There is an upgrade to the expert mode, which is the facial features face tilt. That is a new feature. The moving photos, so if you ever want to do animated Gifs or GIFs, however you want to say it, there is an option in there now. There's also a move and scale option. There is a Fun Edits new guided feature called Duotone Effects. There is a perfect landscape, which you can change basically the background, the sky out. And then there's also a new quote graphics feature. This is kind of more pertaining to, Instagram. They do a lot of quotes and Facebook quotes and things like that. So we'll see if you like it or not. At the very end, you can let me know if you think and plan on upgrading. I would be very curious to know. So let's pop on over to Photoshop Elements 2021. Last night I did download the trial version because I'm not even positive I'm going to pay the $79. I'm pretty frugal, but I'm not sure. I downloaded a free 30-day trial. You can go to adobe.com. They hide it pretty well. Let me actually just go there right now so you can see where they hide it. I don't know why they do this, but they hide elements deep down so you can barely find it. I think it's because they want you to buy and purchase Photoshop instead. But if you scroll all the way down, you'll see over here they still have it saying Elements 2020 family. I think they just haven't updated that yet. Maybe it is 2021 for you when you watch it. But you can compare the ones down here in the bottom of this page. You can do a download. Still deciding. Start with a free trial. Here's Download Elements 2021. You won't want to download this one. This is a video editing program. This one is the one you'll want. And it took me about 10 minutes to download that. So if you wanted to test it out for 30 days, you can do that. Just be careful because they will want you to purchase at the end of the 30 days. And if you don't want to purchase it, make sure that you go step by step with not purchasing it. I think they're kind of tricky that way. All right, let's go ahead and start Photoshop Elements 2021. I still have 2020 on my computer. Of course, I always keep the last version just in case. When you open this up, you're going to have this screen right here. Now you can see what's new to the last version if you go in down here and pick your last version. I'm not going to do that right now. You can go directly into the organizer. I don't normally train and teach on the organizer because I don't use it, but we do have a couple classes inside the members area. We're going to bounce on into the photo editor. The one thing that you will have to reset when you do download new versions is you have to reset your preferences, and sometimes I forget to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that because I really like to use the zoom in and zoom out, the scroll wheel part, and I also like to have floating boxes. So let's go ahead and get into Photoshop Elements. And it kicked me right into expert mode, but sometimes it will kick you into the quick mode. So just depending on where you want to get started at, just know that there's 3 different modes: the quick, the guided, and the expert. All right, so what's it bringing me here? A little screen here. Okay, it's just telling me that I have 29 days left. And to buy now or to activate now, I'm going to continue with the trial version. And let's go ahead and do the first one. I'm going to open up a photo. And this is called the head tilt. And this is very easy to use. Very, very easy. Now you have to keep in mind, do you really need this, or maybe probably not? So here's the before and here's the after. Let's throw away the after so we can start with the before. And let's go into enhance. I have to kind of cheat a little bit. And then we're going to go down to adjust facial features. And then there should be a new addition to this. Now in version 2020, you had all these other ones, but now you've got this face tilt. See over here in the bottom right-hand corner there? And then watch this. I can pick which face I want to tilt. So I pick it first, and that outlines in a teal color. And then here's the angle. So I want the angle to kind of come in to my area. So let's tilt it in. Okay, we selected that. We're going to tilt it in. Whoops, I tilted it the wrong way. Let's tilt it this way. See how it moved? Now I'm going to do it back and forth just so you can see. If I'm going to tilt it to the left or the right, I'm going to tilt it to the right. And I'm going to make it really, really tilted. Now I can also do it with my face. So if I take this and move it to the right, it's just going to kind of tilt my face. Now it takes a little bit of time, as I've noticed, because I'm going to go in there and do it both ways so you can see it. Here's the before and here's the after. See down here in the bottom right corner area, you have the before and the after. So now I'm tilting in. I click on OK when I like it, and there you have it. Okay, Control Z to see the before and Control Z again to see the after. All right, and then you can save it off. So that's one feature. A next one is the moving photos. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use this or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the same photo basically. This is if you want to do animated GIFs. So I'm going to go into Enhance, Moving Photos at the very bottom of that list. Over here to the right hand side, you can roll over just to see what it's going to do. So I'm going to do the zoom in. So you double click on it. It will take a little bit of time to generate the preview for zoom in. And let's wait a couple seconds here. See the little dots going around? That means that it's thinking. There we go. So now you kind of see it zooming in and playing. So you can click on this little play button down here to see it, and then you can save it off as an animated GIF. So these are pretty popular on the social media. We can export it. Click on export in the bottom right hand corner, and then you see here where it says save as type, it will be a GIF. And then you can, let's just call this moving photo, and then save it, and then you have that animated GIF. So, not sure if I'm going to use that or not, but just so you know, I'm going to probably take it down in size just a little bit because we want to keep it down in megabyte size, and then click on OK, and then it will save it to wherever you told it to save to, and then you can upload that to social media or do whatever you want to with that little animated GIF. Let's go ahead and close out of that one. Cancel out and move on to the next one. This one's pretty cool. Again, you could probably do this in version 2020. This one is called the Guided Basics Move and Scale. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a photo that I want to move something and bring it up closer. So here's the before, the little horse is back behind, and then here's the after. So we got rid of that little utility piece right there, and we moved the horse a little bit closer and made him a little bit bigger. So let's delete that layer and start from scratch. We're going to go into the guided mode instead of the expert. We're going to go to the basics tab, and then we're going to go to the new feature that's called move and scale. So if you roll over the top of this from right to left, you're going to see the before and after of the one that they did. But we're going to bring up the one that we want to use. Now I want to do this as a 4x6. So I want to bring this horse a little bit closer to this horse, and I want to save it as the 4x6. So I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to follow step by step. I'm going to click on auto. I'm going to box around the piece that I want to move. This is not always going to work perfectly. You have to kind of have a good background and such. I see that there's a little bit of a shadow here, so I think I'm going to add a little bit more by using the quick mode and pulling in that shadow as well. See how I'm clicking and dragging around this horsey? And I want to bring a little bit more of his tail in, so I'm going to add to that. If you click on add right here, that is going to add. This will subtract. You can change the size of the brush size by using this little slider, or you can use your right or left bracket. Then I'm going to click on move, and I'm going to click and drag and bring this horse a little bit closer. Make him a little bit bigger, so I'm going to pull on one of those nodes, bring him up closer, and see how the shadow comes with. I'm going to double click inside of that box, and then it should get rid of this area here. I'm going to click on the check mark. I thought that clicking on that would be fine. Okay, we can also go do some manipulating over here if we need to. We have the spot healing brush right here. So if I wanted to, I can make my brush size bigger by pulling this over and then getting rid of this little utility thing, although I'm probably going to crop it out, so it's not a big deal. You can also use this clone stamp here if you think that's a little bit too fuzzy. We can come in here and grab some of this hay or grass, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. And Alt click, and then go over the top of that grass so it's not so blurry. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on next. I'm going to go into the expert mode just because I want to crop this down to a 4:6. That's the reason why I wanted to bring that horse closer. Now I almost forgot that you have to set your preferences. If you use the scroll wheel like I do, you want to, anytime you do a new version, you want to go into Edit, Preferences, and General. And remember here where it says zoom with scroll wheel, you'll want to go ahead and check that box. I also like to have floating documents in expert mode. You can uncheck that, or you can check it however you want. And I'm going to click on OK. Just remember that you have to set your preferences over when you upgrade. Now let's go back and get the crop tool. And I would like to do a 4:6 of this photo. So I'm going to go into my custom 4:6. I want it to be 4 wide by 6 high. So I'm going to click on these arrows down here. And now I have a really good picture, 4:6, with the horses close together. So that would be one main reason why you might want to move a subject. All right, let's move on. I have 3 more cool features. Make sure you post below if you like any of these features and which one you like best. You would just go ahead and save this. So I'd go File, Save As. If you want to save it as a TIFF, JPEG, or a PSD, that's your opportunity to change it right here. Usually I will upload these as a JPEG, and then you just save, and there's that 4:6. I'm just going to type in 4:6 so we have something different. 4:6 and save. I'm going to boost that up to high quality, and now we have a JPEG of that. All right, next feature is the Duotone Effects. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a photo. Here we go. I love this photo. This is taken behind my house here. In the wintertime, these coyotes come out a lot. Now this is a guided feature, so we're going to click on Guided, and we're going to go to Fun Edits tab. And right here, Duotone Effect, that's the newbie here. Click on that. And this is interesting and kind of, it's kind of good for digital scrapbookers. I just kind of noticed this morning. I have a size option, so I can click on size option. Those of you who do Instagram stories might want to choose the Instagram story, and then you move it over to where you want to, because it's on a phone. If you haven't heard of Instagram stories, then you're probably never going to use this feature. But inside of Instagram, there's a thing that called stories, and you can make it so that's the phone layout. Here's a post, a square post. Also for Facebook, for Twitter. I don't use Twitter, so I will never ever use that. And then this is where you might be interested in. If you want to do a square, if you want to do original, if you want to do 9:16 or whatever. I don't even know. That wouldn't be 9:16, I don't believe. Let's see, 3:4 maybe. But I would probably do square because we're digital scrapbookers, and then we can change the size later. So I'm going to click on Commit Operation. Down here is where you're going to choose the duotone. So remember, this is called the Duotone Effect, so that's basically the options you have. But you can choose something different down here. So if you want to change your colors, like if I don't want it to be purple and this bright blue teal color, you can change these sliders. Okay, you can make it darker, lighter, and such. So you can do some really cool effects. You can take down the opacity if you want to, bring some of that background up. And here I like this one. I like the gradients. That kind of is kind of cool. And again, you can go with like the radial gradient or any of these different reflective is kind of cool. You can change the angle of that. You just have to kind of play around. There's also shapes that you can use. So this is kind of a digital scrapbooking kind of thing. That's why I wanted to show this to you. And let's just use this one, or you could just click on a couple of them. Click on the check mark to adhere it. Oh, we got that. We got the circle. We got this one, which I kind of like. And if you don't want it to be black and white, you can uncheck that, and that will show the color through. Or you can change it to black and white on the outskirts. So that's that. I'm going to click on next so you can kind of see. And I always go into expert mode just because, especially those of you who are more advanced users, you kind of want to see what's going on in the layers over here. You can turn them on and off just to see what's going on. I'm going to keep them all on. There we go. And then I can go into image, resize, and image size. And now we've got, well, it's not a 12 by 12. We're probably going to have to change it there and go 300 resolution and click on OK. And now we've got a 12 by 12, 300 resolution. Or if you do 8 by 8 or 10 by 10, you can switch it at that point. So that's that one. Let's talk about the landscaping one. Let's go File and Open. Let's go in to change this background. Now this can also be done in earlier versions. It may just take a few steps. This is also a guided feature. So go into the guided feature. This is going to be found under Special Edits. And on the right hand side it says Perfect Landscape. Let's click on Perfect Landscape. This was taken a few days ago up at the Flatirons in Boulder. I can do a crop at this point. If you roll over this, you can see the before and after, see the sky. That's the big difference there. We could crop it if we want to. I'm not going to. I'm going to hit the escape key. We can also straighten it. This is straight, but if you wanted to straighten it, let's just pretend that we want to move it a little bit. So you would do it on the horizon. If it's a little bit crooked, you can kind of straighten it out if you want to. I don't need to really on this one, but I wanted to show you how to do that. You just click and drag on the horizon and then it should straighten it out for you. Let's just keep it like that for now. We can remove the haze at this point, which I love because right now we have fires up in the mountains and it's pretty hazy. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be using this on most of my photos this summer. Now, if we want to choose a different sky, all we have to do is pick one from the choices down here. It says choose a new sky. You just pick one and it will take a few minutes to, not minutes, probably a few seconds to change out the sky. It's pretty cool. But again, you know, the upgrade is $79, or if you're buying it for the first time ever, it's $99. If you don't have any prior versions of Photoshop Elements, by all means, buy this version because it has all the other version upgrades as well. Now it seems to be taking a little bit of time here, but that's okay. I had to be patient. It takes longer because I'm recording it. It normally doesn't take this long. So there's a different sky. You can see the before and after vertically there. Let's kind of zoom back out a little bit. Take my zoom tool, zoom out. Oops, I hold my shift key down or my alt key to back out of it. So there's the before and after. They have all different kinds of skies that you can choose from, and you can change the opacity. You can change the brightness of the sky to kind of reflect your tone of the photo. I get so impatient with these. So here's the brightness. You can change it a little bit. You can move it, which is kind of cool. Get your move tool and move the sky. See how we're moving that? You can auto match the color tone, which it didn't really work out that good for me. I didn't think. I like it better this way. You can soften the edges of the trees up here. I think it worked out pretty good. You can refine the edges. So if you wanted to go in there and you wanted to add to it, I'm going to make the size a little bit bigger so you can see what's going on here. See, if I add to it, I'm pushing it out. I could subtract and come in there to make my my selection a little bit better. It's kind of masking, so you can add or subtract. Okay, so if you wanted to get a better skyline, you can go in there and refine it a little bit better. Change the opacity, click on next if you like it. I'm going to go into expert mode, and now we have a different sky. So if you take a lot of landscapes, it might be worth it to upgrade. There's your new sky. There's all the layers. You just file, save as a JPEG. All right, the last thing I want to show you is the quote graphic tool, and that is also in the guided section. So let's bring up a photo. This one here I shot last week. I just love the mountains in the autumn time. All right, so this is under the, oh, actually it's not under the guided. I don't need to go here. Well, actually you can get here through the guided section. So you can get there through the expert guided section and quick section. So up here in the upper right-hand corner, this is called the Create Quote Graphic. It's brand new to version 2020, and you'll see the different things that you can choose from. I probably wouldn't use this because we as Digi-Scrappers have so much better digital scrapbook things to use, but let's just go ahead and use one. I'm going to pick one. You can kind of play around with it as much as you want. I'm going to do a 8x8 this time. So I'm going to double click. Now you'll notice that I opened up a photo first, which is good because I can drag it and drop it into my quote graphic from my photo bin. So here is my photo bin. I can drag the photo that I took and drop it into that, and it will replace the photo that they used. So you can then go into each of these individually. I think you can change the word, yeah, fall. Let's just change it to fall. And I think, yes, I'm thinking because I haven't used this too much, you can change the color of that. I'm going to bring in maybe this bright, well, maybe this color here, and click on OK. So it will change things for you. You can delete pieces that you don't want to use, like if you click on them and select them, you can delete those. I don't think I want that up there. I'm going to go into let's go into graphics. Let's go to graphics up here in the upper right hand corner. They don't have a lot to choose from. We have much better digital graphic designers than these that we see here. Shh, don't tell Adobe. But yeah, you will want to check out our instructors' graphics because we call them elements, but you can use some of these in your layout if you choose to. All right, let's move this guy over here. I'm just kind of pulling stuff out. My love for because you can change this text if you want to by double clicking on it, highlighting, change text here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right, if you wanted to change the style, you can go back into style and choose a different style, and it will go ahead and automatically change it into your layout. So it's kind of cool, but those of you who are digital scrapbookers who have been following me for a while, you'll know that you can do so much more. This is kind of like intro, and I shouldn't say that, but it really is. It's kind of it is addition to the 2021. So when you're finished with that, you can go ahead and click on done. I know this is not a very good layout, but you click on done. I believe it will take you into, let's see where it takes you. Yeah, back into the expert mode. Oh, wait a minute here. Why didn't it, oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is behind there. I guess it brings up the other version too. So this is back here. All right, and if you like it, you can save it as a TIFF, keep all your layers. You can save it as a JPEG. See all these different layers here now? You can move them around inside of the expert mode. So what do you guys think? There's another feature too. I don't use the cloud, but I think if you use the cloud, you can save it directly to the cloud. Now, I believe it would show up right in here. Those of you who use the cloud, let me know. I think you could go File, Save As, save it to the cloud. I'm not positive. I just thought I read that somewhere. So that's another little addition if you think that you want to upgrade to 2020. That's about it. I think I'm saying quite a bit. So this is Michelle Stelling. Again, if you want to watch the earlier version, What's News, go ahead and bounce on into the Photo Editing and DigiScrap Academy. It will be opening soon and you can join us. Our next class is October the 19th, Scan and Print. We also have new Sunday snippets. The new one came out on Sunday, October 4th, and they will be new for the next 6 or 7 months. So those are also going to be archived inside of the members area, Sunday Snippets Season 1 and Season 2. Hopefully you enjoyed this really quick video, and I'll see you next time in class. Bye for now.